that we don't know, so we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. They wanna keep us low, they think that we don't know, so we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. Rise, 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 messengers of Jesus Christ, fighting till we see his kingdom. They wanna keep us low, they think that we don't know, so we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. They wanna keep us low, they think that we don't know, so we gon' show them that this kingdom about to rise up. Rise, 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 rise,
The alarm's gonna have to come here to say it though. We can't even get him in the gym. We can't even get him in the gym.
We rise. Welcome back.
Yada yada yada.
J to the Tizzle.
In the house.
My Christ brother Marvin.
First,
Good. Hello. Hey,
Andre,
special guest calling in. We got.
special guest.
Let me tell him.
We're going live. Tell them we're live.
Want to go live?
I'm gonna tell him on the phone.
Tell them you're live. Paul,
We're live.
Paul Andre, we're live on
We Rise podcast.
Yeah, we're live on our podcast. You're calling. We just wanted to answer your call and let you know that we're live. Marvin Bonds over here. He wants to talk to you.
Marvin Bonds?
Paul.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Put it next to you.
Put it next to him.
So I'm
Put it next to him.
I'm doing okay. I got it. I'm doing okay. We were just getting ready to get into a discussion, a little sports discussion. Of course, Boo Boo's name came up and his potential fight or proposed fight against Canelo. What's going on over there? Oh, I'm just curious.
Going to a fight and we're hoping it works.
Okay, so we'd like to have Boo Boo come on the show at some point and tell us, in his own words, why he believes he can beat what is arguably the best fighter in boxing right now. And we just want to get his firsthand take on what he sees in Canelo that makes him believe he could win that fight. Can we make that happen at some point?
Huh?
I said, can we make that happen?
What, fight with Canelo?
No, we want to get him on the show.
Oh, yeah. He was supposed to come ahead of time.
Yeah, we'll set it up hopefully like next week or the next 2 weeks. We'll have him on and we'll discuss this whole Canelo thing. But we're going to talk about it on air tonight. We're live right now, and we're going to talk about it on air. And we want him to come in and settle the discussion.
Hey, Paul, Todd Chattel.
Huh?
It's Todd Chattel. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Hey, I'm glad you was there the other day. Someone needs to tell him where to go.
Yeah.
Got a little disrespectful first. So.
Yeah, exactly. I know Boo Boo's all about respect, and I love it, but somebody's got to stick up for that man.
No, Boo was ready to go.
Paul, make a call. Jarrod, buddy, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Good. What round does Boo Boo beat Canelo in, and
In what fashion?
in what fashion?
Well, you can't predict rounds. You know what I mean? You know, when you get to the elite fighters, you know that nobody goes down easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's harder and harder to get knockouts once you get up to the top.
That's right.
Fighting elite fighters. That's why they're elite fighters.
That's why you just fight smart.
Yeah, so I say the fight goes the distance, but will be on points.
I think so too.
I like it.
All right, so we're going to get into a discussion. We'll call you later to try to set up the interview with
Boo
Boo
knocks
Boo.
him out right away. He can't punish him.
That's right.
Oh.
That's right.
All
There you go, Marv. There you go,
We're
Marv.
going to get into it, and we'll call you later on, and hopefully we'll set something up for next week, all right?
All right.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Thank you,
All right,
brother.
Paul. Thanks,
Ladies
buddy.
and gentlemen, Paul Andre, the father of Boo Boo Andre.
God bless,
Demetrius.
You too.
All right, bud. Bye.
So let's get into it. Let's get into what happened at the press conference. Let's also get into what we think about a Canelo versus Boo Boo fight. Why it should happen, what happens during the fight, and who wins it. So let's talk about
I like
what happened
this.
at the press conference first, if we don't mind.
I seen clips of it.
And Jarrod's dropping.
So I seen Boo Boo being very respectful, you know, and then Canelo automatically disrespectful. So everybody's always Canelo this, Canelo that. On character, let's talk about character now. Why are you disrespecting this man if you won't even fight him? Why don't you disrespect him in the ring?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer that question. I'm not gonna answer it. I'm gonna
elaborate. On
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna go on top of that. So I think Boo Boo showed the man the utmost respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
He asked him a question. He said, "Hey, you're a great fighter. I'm a fan. When can me and you do it? When can we get it on?" He was just being a fighter trying to get a fight.
Exactly.
Now, as Canelo was answering him, he said, "You don't fight nobody. You're not a good fighter, and there's no reason."
Automatically disrespect.
Now, as
he's talking to another world champion saying that.
Wait a minute.
I get it.
Can I say something? So let's look at cause and effect, because cause and effect matters. Intent matters. Do you know how long Canelo's been sitting back, listening to Boo Boo chirping, calling him out in different places? So by the time the press conference comes,
he's annoyed.
If it was me, I'd be like, "Hey, this kid again! Like, I want to get up and slap him." Like,
then
how
take the
you
fight.
feel, regardless.
No, Jarrod has a point, because listen, here's a guy who just won. The press conference is about him. Here's another guy at your press conference
where you've been hearing again
and say, "Well, forget about what you just did against a world ranked unbeaten."
He has to do that because he's the most ducked man in boxing.
Well, I'm not saying
he has to do that.
Yeah,
so why would you get upset when you know you're ducking him? You know you're ducking him. You know Chalo's ducking him.
You're missing the point. The point is that regardless if he's ducking him, regardless of whatever it is, Canelo probably responded that way because it was like, buddy, because let's face it, Boo Boo's out there and Boo Boo's banging on him because he wants a shot. And if that's how he has to do it, that's how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it takes, Boo Boo, I'm all for it. That whatever it takes.
David Hay did it to Klitschko for years.
No, but I'm saying
Shannon Briggs runs around. He's got the biggest.
Let's
go, Champ. I'll knock Shannon Briggs out. Shannon Briggs, if you're out there, I'll come out of retirement for you. I said it. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Just because he said let's go, champ. I want him bad. I want Shannon Briggs, if you're out there, send this. I don't care.
Hey, hold on. I got your back. It's going to be a double leg takedown.
I'm going to tell you this about a guy like Shannon Briggs, and I'm talking to Shannon Briggs, so send this to him. He got no. See, when you test a guy like Briggs, you put one on his chin. I'll put one on his chin, and I'll see his real character. He'll fold. He got that. He got that quit in him. He quit many a times. I've seen it.
Listen. So now,
anyway, bring it up.
How you gonna disrespect the world champion? He was a world champion. You do know that. Shannon Briggs.
So listen,
that's how I'm disrespecting.
I could have been one. So bring him up. I'll fight Shannon Briggs.
Champion too. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I'm throwing punches, man. I'm throwing.
So let's get back on track. So why should the fight happen? Tell me why Todd should tell that Canelo should fight.
This is why.
Tell me why.
Even if it's not Canelo,
I want to go Canelo because that's what we're talking.
Because he had he's been. Everybody's been ducking him for years.
No.
So my thing is this:
why should Canelo fight him?
Because he's a 2-time WBO champion now, right?
Okay.
He's got the belt.
Okay.
What other belt is he looking for? You know what I'm saying? You want a belt? You want a belt? Take his belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that's what you're out there to be the champ of all champs, there's other champs out there.
You know that's not the game anymore. It's about money. I don't care about being a champ.
There's a money fight right there. It was press conference. Everybody's like, ooh, everybody's here.
Let me play devil's advocate. I don't
know
what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
But to some degree, Canelo can sell out arenas no matter who. He can fight you tomorrow, right, and sell out an arena because his name is that big.
So that's why
Billy Joe Saunders, that was his name, right?
Yeah.
He was selling out arenas in England or whatever, because he's 30,
was he Australian
30
or
whatever he is, 30-0, right? Whatever his record was. These guys are marketable because they have a huge following of fan base. Now, my only knock, I would say, is that A, Boo Boo doesn't fight enough. B, hold on.
He has been lately.
I'm just saying, over the years, Now he could have been building up that national fan base over the years, but he wasn't fighting because of promotional issues.
He was trying to get the best fights, and nobody would fight him.
I understand that, but you got to stay active.
But wait, the guy that was sitting with Canelo at the press conference when Boo Boo got into it, That's the promoter, right?
That's what he said.
Wait.
Boo Boo, don't.
Wait a minute. That's
Because Canelo's the money man. He's
Wait,
the cash
that's
cow.
Come on, what do you mean? Don't.
what's his
That's what he
name?
said.
What's
That's what
his
I'm
name?
saying, bro.
Hearn,
But
that's
what
what
kind
he
of
said.
Eddie Hearn.
what is that?
So wait,
though?
Eddie Hearn.
Dana White would be smiling like, yeah,
Guys,
that's the next big fight.
Eddie Hearn is Bobo's promoter
And Canelo's promoter.
So make it happen.
So wait, obviously,
Where's the problem?
there's no problem.
There
It's
is a
just
problem.
there is a problem
Because
that
Eddie Hearn said right after the fight that some other guy was going to be the next opponent. He didn't even mention Boo Boo. So that's the problem.
It is a problem.
but they're both with him. So
But he skipped right over.
It is a problem because
Boo
Boo Boo beats Canelo. There goes the cash cow. That's
Yeah.
why you lose half your viewers right there.
that's
No,
that is
because
Because your real deal boxing
It's a
fans.
business.
No, but Tyson got beat. Did it slow down the Tyson train? Absolutely not. He came back.
Canelo's not Tyson.
Conor McGregor got
Canelo's
beat.
not beat.
Did it
putting
slow
people
down
out
the
in one
McGregor
round.
train? Absolutely not. He still came on and did his thing. So my point is, if Canelo were to get beat by Boo Boo, right? If that were to happen, it sets up a mega rematch. And say he wins the way Paul just said on points going the distance. It sets up a mega rematch. No different than because the first Canelo Triple G fight was a snoozer, right? That was a snooze fest.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
a good fight.
Yeah.
The second fight, Canelo dominated him. So
Yeah.
you set the stage. So there's no loss of revenue there. It only builds more.
So what's the problem then? There's revenue in whoever Canelo
Yeah,
fights.
right, but the problem is
Why is he fighting these so-called this guy and that guy? They're ducking him, bro. They
I
don't
don't
want to
think
get that chink in their armor.
I don't think they're ducking him. I
They're
don't think
ducking
that's
him.
it.
Listen,
He's
I
the
think it could be. This is my guess because I don't know. It could be that they're asking for too much money.
Who is?
The Android side.
I don't think so.
Because they're champions, so they could
I
be.
don't
Because
think
there's a big disparity between what Canelo gets paid and his opponent,
Yeah.
right? Because they just said Billy Joe got what, $3 million, and Canelo got 25.
Yeah, but you know that's
I'm just saying there's a
That's where
big
it's at.
disparity. So if Boo Boo's saying, all right, and I don't know that he's saying we're going to have him on the show hopefully soon, and we'll ask him,
all right,
what is it going to take for you to get in the ring with Canelo? Because there's something blocking that.
all right.
Is it money? Is it promotion?
Can I tell you what's blocking
Can I
that?
ask you guys a question? Let me
I know what's blocking.
Let me in. Who wins the fight?
Boo Boo, I think, on points.
Who wins the fight?
I got to listen.
Just be transparent.
I love Boo Boo.
We got to get Boo Boo on the show before he answers that.
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead,
Oh, you
finish.
want to
No, go
come?
ahead. Go ahead.
This guy, he's trying. I don't see what Jarrod's trying to do. Is stir. He's trying to take that food that Maggie was talking about, the stir of the pot.
How do you get? You got the
So
spoon.
that's where I'm going with this. This is my point. Boo Boo.
Can you let the guy answer a question?
Boo Boo, you know, I don't want to answer.
All right, let's not.
Boo Boo can possibly and definitely beat anybody in boxing in his weight class, right?
Okay.
He can possibly and definitely, not saying he will 100%, but 50% chance that he beats anybody, and that's what they're not willing to
Okay,
risk.
so
It's too high.
let's do this. Can somebody pull up Canelo's last 10 opponents and Boo Boo's last 10? And not to be disrespectful, I'm saying Canelo's beaten everybody from A to Z.
Except
Hold
Floyd
on,
Mayweather.
hold on.
Except Floyd
He
Mayweather.
lost to one guy, the best ever to do it. There's nobody better than Floyd.
Floyd
And
beat
he
him
went
right-
to
Floyd
listen.
beat him again.
Hold on, he was 20 years
The
old.
best ever to
Absolutely.
make money.
No, the best ever to do it.
Yeah, Floyd's one of the
best.
ever. You
So
can't-
One of,
He's
I
the
wouldn't
best.
say the.
He's the best.
Yeah, you can't.
You can
deny
say
it.
whatever you want. He's the
No
best.
matter what you like about him or don't
He's
like
the
about
best.
him, there's a
Defensively, his mind, his
Yeah,
training,
he's
is
just a-
always in shape. Never, the guy always came to perform.
No, he got his hat stolen off.
Yeah, he did. Mom, he definitely
Bro,
was.
like this.
Yo,
Give me that.
Marvin,
We saw that head movement.
Mom, he definitely wants some cool points. But listen, and he looked
Listen,
old. He looked
because
old.
he is now. No, listen.
But you could clean up,
Hold
Mom.
on.
He's spotting all that.
If he's 28, does Logan Paul do that? If he's 28, does
That-
Logan Paul even
That's
say
what I'm
anything?
saying. Does he?
If he's
Maybe.
28, does
Maybe
Logan Paul
Logan
even
Paul's
say a
that
word?
fast.
If I'm
Logan Paul
78 and you
is
do that
twisted.
to me, I'm gonna get you. So try it. I don't care
I
about
thought Logan
78.
Paul was gonna die. Yo,
Logan Paul
the bounces were like 6'8"
listen,
running after.
Logan Paul would get twisted if Floyd was in his prime.
Wait, did you see how fake that was?
Twisted.
He went like this. His hand was
Gotcha.
in slow motion, and when it got right there, it went even slower. It
Dude,
was
they
like,
probably rehearsed that like for 2
Of
weeks
course.
straight. Like, come on, that's
like,
So-
wait,
All right, Canelo's last 5 fights.
talk to me.
talk to me.
Kovalev, Jacobs.
Hold on, stop. Don't go all fast like that. Kovalev, world champion. Jacobs, world champion. Who else?
Rocky Fielding.
Never heard of him. Go ahead. Who else?
And then 2 against Kennedy Golf.
World champion. So he fought 3 world champions
kids.
and beat them all, right? All of them. Now, give me Boo Boo's last 5 opponents. I know Selesky was one. The guy he just fought, Liam Williams or something, was one. Not to say they weren't good fighters.
They were like top notch.
But I'm saying the level of competition that Canelo.
But that's not Boo-Boo's fault. That's my point.
But here's right. You gotta fight what you get. But
I'm saying Canelo's fought the higher level of competition,
well,
which makes him
find out. Let him find out.
No problem. But I'm saying which makes him more seasoned of a fighter. He fought the best guy in the world and went the distance to him at 20 years old when he wasn't even the polished yet.
Listen, Canelo.
Liam Williams.
Yep. That guy was good.
Luke Keeler.
Never heard of him.
Macy Shulecki.
No, he was
Shaleski
decent.
was decent.
Arthur Akimov.
Never heard of him.
I was there for that.
Walter Kanakawa. I can't.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm just saying the level of competition. So when Canelo says, not me, Canelo says you haven't fought anybody. He's saying, show me something that gives me the one. Because this is not. This is
Or
not
he's
new.
saying, you're so unorthodox. Then you come from angles that we aren't used to. Because when you're a boxer, everything comes from here, Marvin.
Exactly.
I don't care what you say. Everything comes from here. If you're left-handed and the southpaw and you're down here and you're winging punches, it's not easy to defend. Period. Those
I
punches.
have a hard time going against a guy who is virtually been unbeatable in the last
All right, so
7-8 years.
if Canelo doesn't fight,
he's only lost to one guy, and that was the best.
if Canelo doesn't fight Mayweather, maybe nobody fights him either because he's a dangerous person. So why am I? If Canelo doesn't fight Mayweather, and after that fight, get a couple wins and become Canelo who he is today.
I want everybody out there. I want everybody out there who's a boxing purist and a real boxing fan, not these fly-by-nights that jump on the bandwagon. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Canelo Alvarez was 20 years old, and he said, "I'm willing to fight the best guy in the sport."
That's why I like
20. In the sport at 20 with only, I think he only had like 19 fights at the time. 20, and he said, "I'll fight the best guy because I believe that I can beat him."
Canelo's only lost.
Only lost.
That's the same thing Boo Boo's trying to do right now, and he's been trying to do that for years. He's getting
There's got to be
bamboozled.
something going on. Hopefully, when we get him on, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're saying he should fight him because he's a world champion, right? So we got the why they should fight.
I could say that. Put it this way: if it was me,
Undefeated.
if it was me, and
I do think Canelo should fight him.
Wait,
I agree with
if
you
it was me and I'm Canelo and somebody's talking that much trash to me, I'm gonna want to smash you for free. So I don't really care about the money after that.
You're undefeated
I
world
don't-
champion.
Yeah, after that it becomes like, all right, well that challenge.
But he said it.
kicks in,
I thought he
you know,
said
that-
it.
that's why we do this.
He said, "You're just trying to get a payday." So it's almost like they don't want Boo Boo to make no big.
That's
payday.
what I'm saying. That's
There's something going on there.
The
There's
guy
something
earned
political.
it. The guy earned it all
Sure
the
he
way.
is. I mean, look rough. Oh.
You don't go all the way to beat everybody, go undefeated, win world titles, and they say you didn't.
I think it's more political than ducking in terms of
It's
being
bull.
afraid. There's some politics going on.
We gotta take a quick break. We'll be back with JT's eyebrows. After these messages, Bob.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
All right.
We're back.
No,
Welcome
not.
back. We rise.
What's the echo?
I think today's guest we're gonna
Todd's
introduce.
bully balling over
Oh,
there.
Todd taking over.
He took the ball.
We're introducing
Taking the
today's
ball
guest.
and running up the
This
court.
guest-
Dunking on you.
This guest
That wouldn't happen.
Ooh, yeah, I'll dunk on
thinks
you.
he's the best
Maybe
looking
a
in the
donut
room.
if you're lucky.
but listen, there's a lot of.
But he does got a lot of drip.
Listen,
I
it's
do
been
got a
said
lot of
that
Yo,
it's been said that he has a head movement of a heavy bag.
Yo.
That his nickname used to be. Gets off. His nickname used to be Canvasback. But
Todd-
aside from that, the guy's a wonderful guy.
Todd said it right. He said
Todd said it right.
Yeah, he got some drip.
Todd said he got some drip and
A little
it's
bit of
true.
swagger.
But it's contagious. The drip. Like I had to hire somebody with a mop
Oh my god.
behind because every time I
Where's that
drip.
spit bucket?
Every time I drip, you see Marvin tiptoeing real quick trying to get in my no, it's not happening, Marvin.
Listen,
Jared, enough
I
about
just
you.
want to say
Talk
something.
about me.
I want to say something, right? Because I want everybody to
What do you
understand
think about
how
me?
gracious I am. Right? So we go out.
This is a
Hold on,
lie.
What are you talking about?
Right off the rip, it's a lie. Go
What are you
ahead.
talking about?
Gracious?
I'm such a giver. We go out. We go bowling, right? Myself, JT,
Listen to
the
this,
little junior Tillinghast boys, Sebastian and
Julian.
Julian. And of course I could have mopped the floor with the guys, but I
Whoa.
held back and I let them win the game because that's what the kind of guy I am. I give the shine away.
So
Tonight, I'm handing you that shine. I'm giving it to you.
wait. So the truth, right?
Oh.
Marvin all week. Marvin's like, yeah, talking to Sebastian, Marvin, the way he talked, I thought he was in a bowling league at Fox. He was like on the Indian team bowling league, right?
No,
Reservation.
Nope.
So that's a special elite team, and no one knows about it. They're like the Illuminati
Like
of
the
pool
like
of
the Yankees,
bowling.
Yeah, the Yankees.
Illuminati of bowling, and Marvin was like talking all this smack. Sebastian, he beat everybody.
He did. It was
And
sad. I'm still a little tight about
Right,
it.
Sebastian,
be
he
honest.
was rolling it and turning around, walking
Turn
away.
around. They're swagging the whole time. Like, I'm not even right. Not even
I said,
right.
I'm laughing. I said, this guy.
Where did he get that swag from?
Messing with
He said,
messing with them Tillinghast
Where they
boys.
get, I get in the car. They're both sitting in the back seat. They're like that. I'm like, what? They're like, so these guys.
Let's talk about 1959, the year you were born.
There you go.
Wow.
He said,
Let's
wow.
take it back. Let's take it
He
back.
said, wow.
If only things were like then, back in the 50s, man. The doo-wop days. You go in the corner, they got the wheelbarrows with burning wood. Those are the doo-wop era. Yeah, man. What was that show with the outsiders with the greases
You got
and
the
the
cigarette
song?
patch? over
Yeah,
there
we're
in
like the
sleeves?
greases, man. We're like the mob.
We're definitely the
Mob,
greases.
when Marvin had Jerry curls,
Here
he
you
was
go.
like the only black greaser standing
got
on the
that
corner
soul
singing doo-wop.
glow.
Marvin sitting there dripping with the soul glow. Everything's wet. Phew.
No, real.
Let's talk about Jarrod. Though.
Yeah,
Let's get
real
to
talk.
JT's
Real
story.
talk. Real talk.
We know you grew up in what was it, Foster, Rhode Island, right? Foster, Gloucester area.
Foster, Gloucester.
I feel,
The
look
mean
at that.
The mean streets of Foster, Gloucester.
Listen.
We know you came up rough. You lived in a
tent,
a mansion in Newport.
No, I lived in a
You
tent
lived
in
mansion
Foster.
Richard and
And then,
Newport.
and then you moved to Park Avenue and Cranston and whatever.
I lived in a little apartment over there. I was like the gypsy of Rhode Island. I had like I had a hideout everywhere. It was like I had a sleeping bag with like a little. I had a lot of little hideouts around.
So listen, before we get into that, I just gotta say this real quick.
No.
All right. Shout out to my man Gary Belletto. We talked to him today. Tiger's gonna be coming on the show within a week or two. So just give a shout out to my man Tiger Belletto.
Yes, looking forward to it. We have another special.
We can't get into that yet because that's gonna be.
We might as well. We might as well say it next week.
Is it
Next week?
Yeah, next week's show.
That happens.
We gotta go in the ring. I'm gonna bring the Sawzall here, and I'm gonna cut that bench out. All right, we're gonna cut it out in the bottom, and we're gonna put them in the ring and create like a campfire. We have Judge Frank Caprio, the People's Champion.
People's judge.
The People's Champion, man. This man, come on, Judge Caprio.
Yeah.
It's big. It's
Judge
huge.
Caprio.
YouTube judge?
Yeah.
Judge
He's- yeah, he got
Caprio.
That's hysterical.
He's like an icon. Judge Caprio I'm super excited about it.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm super
and I don't want to get into too much content, but he has such charisma, such heart, such compassion when he's doing it. Because most people at the level that he's at, in the position he was in, and he holds, you know, it's just business as usual.
Have you guys ever stood in front of him?
He wasn't like that. So that's what makes him a special guy, and I'm looking forward to having him.
Yeah, what else makes it special is he wants to know. He finds out who you are. He gets into your life, and he almost like he's got empathy for people that, you know, you don't see it every day in that position. He cares about the people. Like, he actually helps people. Once he gets your backstory, he'll make adjustments and put the connections together. I know people he's helped. I know DiCaprio's are beautiful people.
So I must say, it's going to be a great show.
I'm excited about landing that fish,
Come
man.
on, baby. Now back to this guy, Jarrod Tillinghast. I mean, talk to us about Jay Tizzle.
Let's dig in a little bit.
First of all, the first question I want to know is when's the comeback fight? That's what I want. I want to know that.
I told you, Stephen Manfredo.
No, it's going to be you and Shannon Briggs. We're going to set that.
No,
Ralph for all. Shannon, you and Shannon Briggs.
See, Shannon, I swear, I swear, I'll beat you. I don't care. I'll beat him.
You think
I'll get in shape and beat him. I'll put on 10 pounds of muscle, right?
10 pounds.
Yeah.
That dude's like 260.
He's a big dude, man.
How much
And
did
he's
he
jacked.
weigh?
I could punch. I got heavyweight punching power.
6'2"?
I will put one on his chin. I'll take that shot. I will be.
I
Don't get me
listen,
started
you
with
know
Shannon
what?
Briggs. He got no heart.
Listen,
He's all talk.
I'm
He's
not
around
talking.
his mouth.
Just off the way he's saying it, I'm going with Jarrod Tillinghast.
I'm telling you right now.
Let's go, champ.
I'm telling you.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
Jarrod
That's all he does, though. That's all he has. As soon as he said, "Let's go, champ."
Now, wasn't he?
Did he say that to Lennox Lewis?
What did Klitschko do to him?
What about
Let's go.
Lennox Lewis?
He was showing up to Klitschko's camps, getting all in his face. Let's go, champ. Breaking things, throwing things. All you are is a big mouth. That's all he does. He runs his mouth.
Come on.
Let's go, champ. He bangs his chest.
You used to have nice
He got
dreads.
no heart. He got no heart, Mom. Shannon Briggs, I'll take you out.
Oh boy.
I'm telling you now.
Listen, this is gonna be huge.
10 years from now,
Listen.
this is going to be like
No.
viral.
Raw for all. It's gonna be Shannon Briggs and Jarrod Tillinghast headline.
60 years old.
The new Brawl for It All.
I'll get in shape for Shannon Briggs, and I'll hit you with a left hook and put you to bed. Period.
Bang.
He said, "Oh, you know what?
Conversation over.
Bring it on.
Conversation
I'll fight him in 10 seconds. I'll fight him.
Goodness.
Yeah, bring him
He's
out.
talking about fighting the head.
Yeah, because if you're talking about, I got one more left in me, and I'll put everything into it to get him, just to show you that he got no heart.
Okay.
He got no heart.
All right.
Let's go beat him up.
So you
and
just
slap
got to
him
push
around.
him to the limit.
You got it. No, you got. See, when he gets over there, he does what's up, champ. It's all the facade.
But I like, you know what?
It's a facade. Wait a
listen.
minute. It's a facade he hides behind
But I like
because
Shannon
he's really. I don't like him. You got a big
I
mouth.
like him because
I don't
he's
like
come through so much.
So have I.
No, I'm not. I get that, but the
I
guy's
fight
come
him.
through a lot. He became a world champion.
You got Jarrod going.
He lost everything, and he's coming back. I like Shannon Briggs. I think he's
Go outside and come back in.
Go on, son.
I never met him, but I like his story. I like him. I think he's a good dude. I think
So Marvin's going to replace me next week with Rise with Shannon Briggs.
Yeah.
You'll see Shannon Briggs sitting in my seat, be like, "What's up, Jim?"
Never happened.
What's up,
Never
Jim?
happened.
I'll be on the outside with Ron.
In your own gym, banging on the window.
Let me in my gym.
So, okay, so we got your comeback fight. So let's talk about back in the old days coming up and all the trials and tribulations that you had to face to get to where you're at today.
I don't know. I kind of been a fighter from the womb. You know, I came out throwing punches. I was, I did, man. I was always a fighter as long as I can remember. I was 8 years old when I threw my first left hook at a man, at a grown man. Yeah. So I had to climb up on the car. Actually, the neighbor or something was yelling at, me and my brothers and sisters, and we came out. And my mother comes out of the house and she starts chasing the guy around the car. So the guy's running around the ar. I'm climbing up in the car, I'm timing him. Here he comes. I jump off the truck. Boom, I hit him with a hook. But I've been doing it for a long time.
How many brothers and sisters?
With me, 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thought I had a lot.
Now, why boxing? Why did you? Because we talk about doing other things, and you just can't do it. You like contact sports, football, boxing, You're like, you don't want to play cards, you don't want to play chess.
That changed. When I was young, I was coming up and if it wasn't me running into something or like contact, or I needed to I needed that hit and that I needed something that was contact. So when people were playing pool and cards, and I was like, cards. Can I hit you with that? No, I'm all set. Pool, I know, except for a couple of barroom brawls with the pool sticks.
Yeah.
But other than that, if it wasn't contact, I kind of was like
that's boring.
Immature about it, almost like immature. It was just immaturity. It was just me being at that stage I was at in my life, blinders on to all that other stuff that really didn't matter.
And I heard through the grapevine, and that usually means I heard it from you, but I heard through the grapevine that you're a pretty decent football player. Tell me about that. I mean, I'm just, I
could play a little football. I understand what I'm good at, Marvin, is details. I'm good at being coached. If you have experience and you've been there before me, or if you're a coach of mine, I really listened and I put my effort into actually doing what I was supposed to do, what I was taught, and I would think about it, and I would want it so bad that if somebody told me to do this, I would do this, get obsessed with doing this. I wouldn't do this and go back to my old ways. I wouldn't do this for 10 seconds. I would do it until I got it. And I kept going back to it because I wanted to be good. And when I couldn't get something because it was in my mind, I loved the challenge of working towards it. It was the challenge. It was always the challenge for me. If it was a challenge, you could say you want to blow bubbles, I'll challenge you to blow. I'd be like, I'll be ready. So I'll float away blowing bubbles.
So what was your position in football?
I was a tailback, and I was middle linebacker, cornerback. I played all over the field. I was long snap. I was a second string quarterback all the way through high school because I was a better running back. But second string quarterback, I had my share of touchdown passes from the halfback position. So I kind of did it all, but I was smart in football. I ran with my eyes, Marvin. I wasn't the fastest guy in the field, but I ran with my eyes, and my balance was always really good. And that's why I got good legs in the ring for boxing. I had great balance. And if you didn't wrap me up, I was gone,
All-state?
All-state, yeah.
What position?
Tailback.
Nice.
I made high school star. I made high school star of the week my freshman year. I was rushing for like 200 plus yards, 3 touchdowns.
No, I just gotta say, we're old when we're talking about what we did in high school like 50 years ago.
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you the rest of what I did in high school.
No, that's what I want to know. So you was an athlete. You was, you was involved, very, very competitive and things like that. What do you think like the transition was? Because we all know. I mean, a lot of people know. If you know Jarrod, he went through a rough patch and started, just hanging out with certain people, doing certain things.
The rough patch started from that rough patch kind of never left me. It just kind of I was always in it, and I didn't understand it.
What about when you was 5, 6, 7?
Yeah, there was always rough.
Where was the transition? You know what I'm saying? Like from living at home, being around family to what type of people or what type, you know what I'm saying? The things that when you started getting into like a little bit of nonsense, or do you remember if it was like something that happened in your family?
Here's me. I was 8 years old. This is true story. I was 8 years old. My cousin Lori and Joanne had they were going out a lot. Club Promenade. Remember Club Promenade? Club Promenade what was that, in 84? Like,
Promenade Street.
Right, yeah. So Club Promenade was like the old Club Promenade. There was Barry's back then. So I was literally 8 years old, and I got in a breakdancing crew.
Oh shoot!
With Nasty
hold on.
Boys creation, right?
So
Listen.
before the show ends, Jarrod's gonna give us an
Top locking. What are
right
we doing?
here. Him and Todd Chattel are gonna get it here.
Let's go.
First of all, I got windmills reading a book. I'll get up and tell you what the story was about. I'm like, nasty. Don't get me started. So anyway, I was in NBC. I was in Nasty Boys creation. That was with Anthony Girardi, Bobby Girardi. We were all in Cranston. But Anthony was our manager. Anthony, he comes in here. Anthony's a good friend, a dear friend, but he was a wild man back then. So I missed a whole season of Little League from when I just came out of the Mighty Mites, and it was the first year on Desmond Auto Body in Silver Lake. And for breakdancing, I missed the whole year, but I was out, Marvin, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, 2, 3 in the morning, because we would do shows at Promenade, so we had to stay in the back room. So during the whole night, we'd come out at like 9, 11, and 1, and we'd put on a breakdancing show. And then we'd have to go in the back room because it was over 21. But I used to come out, and I've been nightclubbing since I was little.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 years old.
Yeah, Barry's out 8 years old. I took a whole season off. We used to
Getting the $5 drafts back then.
Yeah, and then in '84, Michael Jackson was really big, right? So Michael Jackson lookalike came to the Civic Center, and it was sold out.
For a lookalike?
Michael Jackson lookalike came to the Civic Center, and TMC was there. New York City's Top Master crew. They had breakdancing crews there, and Anthony Girardi got us guys on the Civic Center. On the Civic Center card. So we were breakdancing there. I've been around. I've been doing it for a long time, man.
So is that where the transition, like you started seeing certain things, or?
I seen a lot young, Hulk. I seen a lot young, and I experienced a lot young, and I had to deal with a lot young myself. I had to figure out my emotions, and it was, some of it was damaging, but I never let it overtake me. I was always like angry that I wanted to like be different, and I wasn't you, and I'm not that, and I'm this, and I refuse to accept anything less than how I perceive things. And I think it was the people around me. I surrounded myself with a lot of good people, a lot of good during sports. I would spend weeks over at this house. Summers at this parent's house with this kid, and the family atmosphere was different for me. And I would see
different types of walks
I would
of life.
see different types. I'd be like, okay, this is good. I want to be like that.
This
And
makes sense.
This makes sense, and I like this, and I got a good feeling of this. And it took a lot of people took me in under their wing, and I can name a million of them. One of them, Bobby Magnin, and how can I? I'm drawing a blank right now. Alex's mom, Mary, and I was living in Cranston near Twin Oaks, and I was about 10, 11, and I was this little kid. I used to ride my bike around the neighborhood, and Bobby Magnin was a state trooper at the time. So Mary, we met, and we started talking, and they kind of took me in.
Oh, just from being in the neighborhood?
Just from being in the neighborhood. They
Hey, kid, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, they took me in. They used to take me to the movies, and we used to sleep over their house. They loved me, and they always were they took care of me different and special. And I had that blessing with people that really did.
Sounds like you were always under God's protection.
I was always under His protection, always. And I would go destroy my life, and I would look up and say, "I'm not ready yet. I'll be back." And then I'd go and make a mess, and he'd pick me up by the collar, my legs still going. He'd stop me at the start line, and I'll be back, and just destroy my life again, and tip cars over, and just really, when you're young, if I think about now, when you're young, it's like you're going through so much, you don't understand your emotions and where you are. You're willing to do anything because you're just
trying
ready.
anything once.
You're ready to go, and if I die, I die. So what? Bring it on.
What does it
and
matter?
that mentality was it was lethal almost. If that mentality was today in today's society, we wouldn't make it. You don't make it in today's society.
So let's take a break and pick up on that when we come back, man. We're going to get back into more some Jarrod Tillinghast right here live on We Rise podcast.
We Rise.
We're back. We rise.
We're back. We rise.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
And we got the man, the myth, the legend himself.
J to the tizzle.
In the house.
Break dancing for shizzle.
You know what I'm saying? Twinkle Toes himself.
Yeah, listen, you know why? Listen, you know, they say brothers have rhythm, man.
Yeah.
Right here is
There it is.
right here.
That's that Latin.
That's that right.
That
That's
Latin
that Latin.
touch.
Listen, he can't mess with my rhythm.
You got that Latin touch.
We call him stuck in the mud around here.
There we go.
Can you bachata? Can you bachata or salsa or anything?
I do it all, man.
Yeah, with the chips and the dip. That's how I do.
Salsa.
You ain't see my. Listen, the elephant is a dance is crazy. My dance.
Jarrod, as a matter of fact, let's go over this. What nationality? I know you're American.
This blew me away.
No, what nationality are you though? Because
Right.
everybody thinks you're Italian.
Everybody.
What nationality am I?
Yeah.
I'm handsome, beautiful,
No.
sexy, delightful.
Come on,
What else?
come on, take pride.
What else?
Take
Yeah.
pride. Who are you?
Come on. I'm
Who are your ancestors?
Irish, English, Tillinghast. Irish. They're from Sussex, England. The Tillinghast. Tillinghast. Irish, English, Puerto Rican, and Cuban.
Boom.
Boom for the record.
That's why my son's so handsome. He's
See,
Latin and
he said it
white,
himself.
Caribbean.
Jennifer Lopez.
You got that
Puerto
Matt-
Rican,
you got that
most
mix.
beautiful people in the world.
Got that mix.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's go.
So you
So don't talk none of that.
Gibberish.
Don't talk none of that
Gibberish.
racist stuff around Jarrod.
Yeah, I'm not having
We
it.
don't stand for that around here.
And don't tell me to sit down.
So you went from a break dancer to a boxer. How does that happen?
Marv, I got to be honest, Marv. I was always a street fighter. I was always a street
What's
fighter.
a nice guy like you fighting in the streets for?
Well,
I mean, he's just a sweetheart. Like, why would
Listen,
anybody want to fight with you?
I
You know,
had
see?
anger issues.
What's the matter with you?
I had anger issues. I did.
Todd, give him a hug. What's the matter
Did
with
you
This
though?
nice.
Did you really, or was
I
it?
did.
Was it like, oh man, I'm going through something. I hope I get into a fight tonight. Or?
No, I would. Huh.
I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead, because I got to tell you my Tillinghast story. With that,
Go ahead. Tell me your story first.
because when I used to hang out way back in the day, I remember, and I can't remember the name of the club. It was downtown, like on a corner. And it was like a door you went in right in, like
Prov.
Was that what it was? The Prov.
Oh, the Prov. Yeah.
So I remember this guy walks in, and I was with some people, and Jarrod Tillinghast, like
They're whispering all
like
around
John
the
Gotti
club.
just walked in the joint,
Yeah.
And everybody's
Not even
like,
Italian.
and he's never never seen him smile once. Right? He just. And everybody's running up, shaking his hand. And I think you might have still been boxing at the time.
Yeah,
back then.
I was.
Never smiled. And all I just remember is like, look at the shoulders on this dude, man. He had these big shoulders, and he had that stern,
Heavy bag work.
yeah, that stern look. And
Word float away. Go ahead.
So the word was like,
Put you off
he
my left
was just
hook.
mean. Like he
That
was
was
just,
mean.
you didn't like. He was. Oh, you don't want to mess. And but I never see him say anything or start anything. He just kind of walked around and everybody handed him stuff and shook his hand and gave it. It was crazy. So, I don't know if it was because you're a boxer or because your last name, whatever the case.
Maybe
may be.
the
because-
Silver
but no,
Lake stuff.
Here's the truth. Because you know why, am I right?
Because you know me.
No, because you're not always good looking and kick ass. Come on, I do it both. Answer and I'll kick your ass. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish the story.
Go ahead.
No. What I would hear though, you're right. Watch out for his left hook. That's all he really got is the left hook. That's what I would
You
hear.
get by his left hook.
Because they were whispering about us and they were whispering about him to each other. They were probably like, watch out, they're just crazy street fighters or whatever they were saying. I don't
I
know.
used to hear all the time, if you get by his left hook, you're good. I'm like, I'll bite your ear off. If you got by my left hook, you're getting bit.
So the first time I see him fight outside the ring was on a video. Somebody set a security camera. Someone sent it to my phone. They were like, look at Jarrod Tillinghast. And saying the person was a friend of his, and it was a real good friend of mine. And that was when, we didn't really know each other, and these people talk this way, that whatever. So I'm watching it, and I see the guy Jarrod like, I don't want no problem, like maybe 3 or 4 times, and the guy wouldn't leave him alone. So when he knocked him out, I texted my friend. I said, that guy deserved it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave him alone.
You're a nice guy. See, you try to.
So they're trying to make him out to be a bully, but I wonder how many. That's what I'm trying to get at. How many occasions
Cost me, yeah.
was it? No, but really, was it? I'm mad. I'm gonna go out tonight.
No,
and I'm gonna knock somebody out and start a fight because it looked like you were trying to squash.
I gotta be honest. I wasn't the guy that would start a fight. I really wasn't. I would be out, and if the goose kicked in. Then I can't be responsible for something I don't remember because after a certain hour I turned into, it was like getting Gizmo wet.
So thanks be to
I
God.
turned into Stripe after a certain hour. Yeah, so after a certain hour, I'd clean a whole club out and then I'd wake up the next morning, I get a big knot on my forehead and I'm like, what happened? I'd grab my keys.
You were having fun.
Listen, I'd grab my keys to go.
Dancing.
I'd get my keys like I was going to get a coffee, like I was going somewhere. I get my keys, I go outside like I'm going to get a coffee. I got a headache, my head's hurting. Like, what happened last night? I don't remember. I'd go outside into my car. My car's folded up like a teepee. Like a teepee. Trees, bushes.
I'm going to go get a coffee.
Listen, I get to my car, that there's bushes, trees hanging out. It's right. Everything's hanging out of my roof. And I'm like, wow, how did I even get this home? So there was a lot of those moments. Every car I've ever owned went directly straight to car heaven. Right there, right to car heaven. Everything.
His insurance bill is low.
Yeah, it wasn't until the alcohol stopped that, life.
Now, as far as the alcohol, because it's interesting because we've talked about this. You said one day you just decided I wasn't going to drink anymore.
Yeah.
And you just stopped cold turkey.
What was that? Why?
But the point is,
Because
how much fortitude and discipline does it take to just say, I'm not going to do something anymore and just stop?
Well,
everybody goes to the AAA and this and that, and they need all this counseling, but you just said, I'm stopping. And that was it.
Right. So here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing about me. I was destructive and the behaviors were destructive, but don't get it twisted, okay? I made a choice to drink and to be out there. I wanted to be nasty. I wanted to slap somebody. I was in that place. So me drinking and getting to that point was by my choice. It wasn't because I needed it. It was because I wanted it. And I didn't care. I didn't have empathy for other people. I didn't care about what anybody thought. If you said something, I'd probably slap you. I was on that page. That it was that mentality. So when it finally came where it mattered, where my why was like, okay, now I have to, listen, I would have quit a long time ago until I noticed who was watching. And I see my sons and I was like, done instantly. And then, people were saying to me, it's funny, people were saying to me, oh, go to AA meeting, I'm like, AA meeting. I didn't need it. So I wouldn't go to a place and speak out of my mouth. This is how I do it. It's different for other people. It works. For me, it doesn't work. It works opposite. If I speak negative out of my mouth about myself, then that's exactly what I am. So why would I go to a meeting when I made a choice to do this? It wasn't controlling me. I didn't wake up and need it. So I actually made a choice. So I would choose to do it. Why would I go to a meeting and speak out of my mouth, hi, I'm Jarrod, I'm an alcoholic? Because that's exactly what I would be. And then I would have to be on the edge of worrying about where I went and how I did it. And I said, that's not what it is. I said, watch. A week later, I called Mike Barone, and I never bartended in my life, but I went right in to get a bartending job because I wanted to go back into the Shark Tank to show people that the mindset is really it's the mindset. Your mindset is everything. You can control yourself. You can control your habits. You can control everything about you with the right mindset. And I'm a sucker for a challenge. If there's a challenge for me, especially mentally, nobody knows the Jarrod. They know Jarrod the boxer, and they know me because they saw me here and there, and they might wave me when they drive by, but not a lot of people know my heart and know me. Jarrod the boxer is because I started boxing because I was fighting every day on the street, and I got to a point when I was a juvenile, I had probation, suspended sentence, FOC. So the next trouble that I got into, I would have went to the training school, further notice of the court. It could have been 2 years, it could have been when I was 21, depending on, how that all turned out. So I walked into Manfredo's on Manhattan Avenue, and I said, I'm going to fight anyway. So if I'm going to fight, I might as well see if I can not get in trouble for it.
Right.
So it was, I didn't think about Mom, I swear it wasn't never about the money. I got into this and I just fought because I needed the challenge, that one-on-one, that football's, I love football, don't get me wrong, but on Sunday morning, not 11 people show up on the same page here.
Right.
So when you got a guy who's having trouble at home and he brings that to the field, you're playing with 9 guys, 10, 8 guys, and now this guy ain't doing what he's doing because he
might be affected.
Yeah. So that's why to have a team championship, it's special because everybody's mindset is in the right place at the right time. It's all time. So football, that's what drove me crazy. I would be in the huddle and my lineman would miss it. And I was an animal, Marvin. I slapped everybody in there. I got in more fights on the football field, literally bombing people with helmets. My own lineman, I would get in line. Corey Seawright, remember? You know Seawright, right? Corey Seawright. We played Edgewood all life, and then we went to Central. And I remember the time I smacked him in his head on his helmet, and because he missed a block or something. And the very next play was my call to his hole, and he just kind of stepped to the side.
Let you get crushed.
And I couldn't even say nothing because I lost my. No huddle, not say anything, but he let me get cleaned. I slapped him again though, but I slapped. Yeah, no, forget it. I was slap happy back then.
I slap you.
I went and scrimmaged.
Some disrespectful stuff.
I wasn't in.
Knock me out.
We went to Fairlawn Cardinals and scrimmaged the Cardinals.
Whoa, slow down.
Yeah. I went to Pawtucket slapping dudes too, man. I'm sorry. I slapped all you Cardinals around. Yeah, they put me on the bus, right? I hit people. I slapped so many helmets. Their helmet, when you get the hit mark from another helmet, they had a palm mark from my slap. Just smacking dudes. They locked me on the bus. They thought they were going to kill me. I was locked on the bus like I was an institution.
He's coming to the Bucky. He was about to get hurt.
Key and Peele thing. Slap. You ever see the one Key and Peele?
Listen,
the dude kept slapping everybody on the butt all the time. Oh, it's hilarious.
I swear to God, I'm gonna start a little business. I got some heavies. I think we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go around. I'm not gonna start. We're not gonna. No, seriously, I got an idea, right? Right. I got some heavies around me. We're gonna go around. With the leather glove. I've always been famous for the leather glove.
Challenge you to
a little
duel.
powder with the leather glove. So wait, meet Marvin Hulk, and if you want to join, send your application in. So we're gonna go around and be vigilantes and slap deadbeat fathers and just. Todd,
get to work.
He's gonna put on the glove. We're gonna smack everybody with it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not smacking.
But you know what's funny though? What's funny about the whole thing is coming here right to Legendary. My first conversation with you, I was just impressed on how engaging you were, how charismatic you were, and you were just like a warm guy, open book, very transparent. And you made me feel welcome from day one, right? So, you hear all these things. You might have your own visual memory of things that you saw back in the day or heard back in, but like getting to know you, and obviously there's always a good and bad side to everybody, and I would always caution people not to get on your bad side, right? But there's always good. But you're like one of the coolest dudes.
That ship sailed. But
you're one of the coolest dudes, man. You're one of the, you know what I mean? Like for real. I'm not just saying that, but
I think
you get away with people, man.
Most importantly, I think the most important thing for me is I think where I really started turning the corner was when I just really started leading with love. When I started to know the Lord, I know that he's all about love. So when I get in a situation and I try to deal with it myself, I have to say to myself, how would he do it? And then it changes everything. And then I got to lead with love anyway, because if I'm really following, if I'm really doing that the right way, then I have to lead with love no matter what. And I think that's the most important thing. And as long as you lead with love and you don't have that ugly in you, everything just kind of comes together. It's keep it real, be transparent, You know, say what you're gonna say, but
Be
do it.
transparent.
Be transparent. And listen, you might have something to say to somebody, but there's a million different ways to say it. You don't have to be ugly. You don't have to come at somebody like this. You could say that same thing with love, and I bet you get a lot further than where you're gonna wanna, you know, because and maybe if they even stuck their nails in you, it doesn't mean you gotta stick your nails in them. You know, that's the old way, the eye for an eye and all that stuff.
That's the hard way.
That's
too.
the hard way.
Don't think all these people are choosing this way because it's the easy way or they're covered and they're protected. Yeah, we're covered and protected.
The easy way.
The easy way is because we've been doing this.
That's all
for
we
a
know.
long time.
That's all we know.
That's all we knew.
That's all we knew, exactly. So if you're not, again, mindset, right? So if you're not being mindful and if you don't have the right mindset, you're not even thinking about that. You're automatically in slap land. So that slap never ends even when you're 75. Pop, 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 pop. Well, it's like, when's it going to end? You got 7 kids, you're still slapping guys. No, but seriously, that's what happens. So again, you got to have the right mindset. And I think that's the most important thing. Just to lead with you got to be a thinker. You don't have a second to take off. That's the truth. It's just like in boxing is in life. If I'm in the ring and I throw 3 punches and I walk away, what's going to happen? I'm going to get crushed. I got to stay in the fight, the whole fight, every second, every centimeter of a second. I have to be channeled in. I had to be tunnel vision. And that's what life is.
And the good news is we're going to get to see that channel vision in that fight with Shannon Briggs. I can't wait to see that.
Shannon Briggs don't want that.
Absolutely awesome.
What's up, Champ? Champ, but Champ don't want that.
Headlining.
Shannon Briggs, I'm telling you right now.
Champion Shannon Briggs.
Shannon Briggs, I don't care. Listen,
he said left hook. Period. There was no more after the left hook.
I can be honest. I will be honest. He come over here with that what's up Champ stuff. He'll be taking him out in a stretcher.
Bro, Jarrod, check this out.
Awesome.
This is today.
I'll take him out. Believe me.
Check this out.
Pull us down. Let's bring
Check this out. No, this is crazy, right? Jarrod was talking about how he called his friend and was like, I want to bartend to put himself in the Shark Tank. Check what I'm reading though, right?
Give it to me, brother. Give it to me.
Check what I'm reading. It says James 1:13, let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. Check it out, bro, but this is what I want to say. The tempting is bull because you can only be tempted with what you want, right? But test yourself. Receive the crown of life, bro. That's what I'm saying. So keep testing yourself, keep pushing forward. That's what we're doing. We're testing ourselves.
That's what it's about, man.
Forward.
It's about put yourself back in the Shark Tank. Go in the
Test
Shark
yourself.
Tank. Go in there. There's a lot of good stuff on the other side of fear. A lot of good stuff on the other side of fear. The only thing that holds people back from jumping is fear, and fear is the enemy. It's a lie.
Fear is from the lie.
It's a lie,
It's
man.
from the devil.
Yo,
the devil's a liar.
That's awesome.
Devil's a liar. The devil's a liar.
Yeah, let's go. Hold on.
We rise. We rise, baby. Whoa.
They wanna keep us low. They think that we don't know.